truth.
And this is not conspiracy theory. This could be fact if we don't play our cards.
Well, I can agree with you just said, Savage. Holy moly! I mean,
You make bad news into uncut and uncensored news.
and I don't know if it's true. I guess it is that Speaker Johnson said there's not enough
Real talk.
evidence.
No filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
But for individual music needs to be put into these spaces. If they want to have quality spaces, guys, put the individual muting in. Put that feature on, Mr. Musk, because some of these spaces are. I'm not going to bash them, Joe. Like they do have some quality spaces. They do.
It's a learning experience for Elon and the crew. I hear about this community notes thing. That, people are instantly fact-checking back like a Gavin Newsom when he spews shit on X.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is yet, even, because since my @JLeonardDetroit count is still suspended with 250,000 followers, I don't spend much time on X. I spend it more on the 14 other
Savage.
All right, guys, welcome to Savage Unfiltered today. Today, we're sponsored by two amazing companies and an organization, by the way. So I have to rephrase that: an organization and a company. Today, we're sponsored by AARP, which is Operation Protect Veterans, which are known for delivering trust and delivering justice, guys. Head over to AARP today, guys, and you can make a difference. It's amazing foundation and organization. Their time on the battlefield is over. Now it's our turn to protect our veterans from scams. And we're seeing a lot of scams right now, guys, in that area. It's terrible. Our veterans deserve a lot of things: praise, honor, security, respect. Here's what they don't deserve: attempts to take advantage of their services. Yet every day, scammers attempt to defraud our veterans of their hard-earned benefits, steal their identity, and take their savings. Together, guys, we can fight back and take one small step to repay our veterans for the service and sacrifices they've given many of us towards our liberties, freedoms, and everything we hold dear of what we call America. Guys, fight back against the scammers that are doing this dangerous diligence to our brave men and women of uniform. With that being said, guys, I also want to say thank you to Space Coast Beer Trail that's sponsoring the show today. Earn your launches and your loggers mission patch. I'm getting mine, guys, because I actually signed up for this thing. It's kind of cool. Start the ultimate adventure. 3, pick up your Space Coast Beer Trail passport or download the mobile passport. 2, catch at least one rocket launch. And 1, collect your official mission patch. It's that simple. 3, 2, 1. If those who live in the Space Coast area of Florida, that's the area code, by the way, 321, right? And it's also an area code that makes up the greater Orlando area, too. They are partnered with amazing companies such as Space Coast Florida and Economic Development Commission, which also makes up Space Coast and Brevard County. Passports are available at participating locations or download the mobile passport at www.launchesandloggers.com. Also, too, guys, tell them that you heard it from Savage Unfiltered Podcast. They are really, really going to get a smile out of that because we're actually partnered with them as well, too, as well as them sponsored the show. So big hat tip to Space Coast Beer Trail. I'm looking forward to getting my my patch. No, not my alcoholic patch, guys, because I'm not an alcoholic. My patch for this stuff. But you got to watch at least one rocket launch. And how it's done is if you go on the website, it's gonna go into great detail on how you could do that. There's amazing launches, guys. If you can't, at least just watch one. You know, Elon Musk is setting like rockets after rockets after. I think there's like what, Shaky? At least what, like 5 or 7 a week, if that. There was 15. I think he brought it down to 7 because the people in the area are like, the rockets are too loud. Yeah, we're from New York and we don't like the rockets in Cape Canaveral and Cocoa Beach, Florida. So anyway, guys, thank you very much, Space Coast Beer Trail. Big hat tip to you. Welcome to the show. Yeah, Joe on the bottom. I think you're usually on the second from me, but we got other people on the show now. So yeah. But
yeah, loggers to what? Launch and logger.
I said it 3 times, man. You weren't paying attention.
It's what?
Space Coast Beer Trail. Launches and loggers mission.
Okay.
That's the,
so have a lot of loggers at the launch. So be toasted at the launches. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, people are going to get confused because when they see the patch, they're going to think people are like alcoholics that are showing up to these things. You know what I mean? But it's a cool
beer
patch,
drinkers
guys. I'll show
from
it on
us.
camera here.
Beer drinkers from
yeah,
us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll show it on the camera here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's this little patch here. This is the actual patch, guys, that you're going to get. And I think it's pretty fascinating. It's got like the spaceman, you know, holding a pint, a brew, and then what the hell is that? Is that a fucking jukebox? I don't know what that is, but that's poor graphics. I don't know. Maybe it looks like a jukebox. And then right there, obviously, is the moon, right? With a lot of fucking craters. They look like craters or little windows. Whoever designed this, they have to design it better. Shaky, make sure you email them and tell them that we will design this graphic for them 10 times better because this looks like a
savage.
But a 5-year-old designed this picture. Anyway, you know, yeah. Sorry, Joe. Oh God, I just got a static cling there. I got a. I had to mute you there for a minute because of your telephone. So
yeah, who the hell is calling me now? From area code 386, Florida. So, who the hell's calling me? Yeah, what? Area code
386, Shaky?
386.
I think that's Tampa. Shaky, are you calling Joe?
Are you ready to go?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Woo! I'm ready. Ready for this, Stunner?
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Give me a hell yeah! Savage.
I think.
Palm,
no. Okay. Confirmation. No, Shaky's not calling.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Palm Coast, Florida.
That is a Tampa Bay area code, though.
Well, it says Palm Coast, Florida. So.
Yeah, Palm Coast.
Yeah.
That's so. Yeah.
I have no. You know, it's probably some other spam call again. You know, it's like I don't unplug the damn phone because I'm not expecting a call anytime today. But you know, of course.
Yeah, yeah, it's a high possibility. So before we bring Liz and Sauce in, what's that say? Hey. Oh yeah, hi Clueless Nation crew. Are they around? I haven't seen a fucking show in like probably maybe a month now. I think they're giving up. They're losing. They're losing their balance. It's like the trolls on Twitter right now, Twitter X. They don't know what the hell to do. You know, they're coming up with all these different...
Savage Unfiltered on iHeartRadio.
So what do you value? Joe, hold on. What do you value, man? Do you value podcasting or do you value spaces?
Well, I'm not a big span. I'm doing a Michael. I'm using the wrong words. I'm not a big fan of the XSpaces. Now, podcast to live streaming is another issue. You know, I'm not a fan of the XSpaces. Because indeed, you know, although depending on the room you're in, I mean, if you go to the right room that they police it and you're in with other, fairly like-minded people. But at the same time, we've got to take our arguments to hostile territory at times. Because you never know, there may be a mind or two that if given facts for a change, they might sink in at some point. So, I mean, I wrote an article, tinyurl.com/social media never surrender. That's why I've never left Twitter, now X, although Elon at JLenderDetroit still suspended. What the fuck?
I know, man. What's up with that? He basically brought Alex Jones back into play, but he's not bringing you back in. What the hell's going on with that, man?
Yeah, my 250,000 follower account still suspended.
And Alex Jones is the most censored man in the world. I mean, they hate Alex Jones. But speaking of Alex Jones, I want to get Sauce's insight on this. Sauce, welcome to the show, by the way. What do you think of Alex Jones basically coming back into the Twitter X world?
So, I got to vote on Elon Musk's poll whether to reinstate Alex Jones, and I think I voted yes. I think it's important. The reason why I voted yes for it is because it is free speech. After all, if we're going to have people if we're going to have the left saying, "Well, here's the thing that I understood it." Okay, they don't like the truth. Okay, when they think the truth is bad, they want to silence you, just like they do with the podcasting, just like what they do with even on X, where you have those trolls specifically go on there and attack you. But then the moment that they're in charge, they're like, "Oh, we love this free speech." So it's like a double hypocrisy. They only love free speech when they're in charge. You never got to realize.
Well, Sauce, did you hear this? That the liberals, man, they're getting upset, and I'm going to get Liz's take on this in a minute. But no, the liberals are getting upset. Can I say it again, Shaky, or are they going to do the same shit? I hope not. Anyway, the liberals are getting upset because they're like, you brought back a gentleman that owes $1.1 billion towards the Sandy Hook victims. I mean,
I think, Michael, it was very inappropriate for Alex Jones to even say that. And you got to see how he backstepped his accusations on Tucker Carlson on X. He's saying that he did regret making that decision. And he is thinking about starting a fund to give money to those families as a charity. I think, and that's what caused a lot of people to get upset. And I would be upset too. And I also think, though, I think that Alex Jones, he says some of it.
Savage on demand.
He also says some of it to
you think so? I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of different things. Yeah.
Alex Jones is more entertainer than real information. Yes. Now, don't get on my ass. Yeah. Yes, a lot of things Alex Jones covers is factual, but some of it is just flaky nonsense shit that he throws out there to be controversial for the clickbait. I agree with Sauce entirely.
Like the Sandy Hook. I can't say that.
Whatever that may be, Joe, but he delivers it, and they get upset because he delivers facts, and they don't like
facts.
At
times, yeah.
I don't know, Miss Liz. What's your insight on it? We'll go to our friend in Canada. What's your insight on it, Miss Liz?
Canada.
I'm like Joseph. It's clickbait. We got to have that clickbait to get people just moving and talking. So I'm not too well aware of Alex Jones or who he is. I do know that a lot of these entertainers, we've talked about this on my podcast as well. People put this shit out just so people can click and get the conversation going. So I think it's clickbait.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know.
Grace,
what?
What's up?
I want Grace. What do you think about what he said about the school? What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it was? What do you think about? I want your thoughts on it because you're from Canada, so you're I want your viewpoint.
About the school, like I said, I really don't know much about this one. So this is all new to me. But I have heard of Sandy Hook School and that. But I mean, like that Alex Jones, I'm gonna have to look into him. Like I don't know much about this guy, but he sounds like one of those guys that uses a lot of entertainment to get results. So.
Okay.
Savage Unfiltered on iHeartRadio.
He's a gentleman that basically came up with the concept InfoWars. And literally, I mean, we're seeing it presented to us every single day, InfoWars. He's given us information that may startle a war conversation, you know, on both sides of the aisle. Some people may get it. Some people may hold their opinions towards it. And some people will just create the spin and twist in the language. We talk about that from time to time, Joe and I here, Jokester Joe, like with twisting the language, right? Right, Joseph? I mean, we see that constantly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, here's my whiteboard now. I think Sauce wants his bait clicked. Whoa! There's another double entendre. We got to move those. There's another double entendre hats.
Yeah, well, we do. Yeah, go to Savage Army right there. There's a double entendre hat. Joe constantly giving the entendres. But I want to step aside from Alex Jones. I'm glad he's back on Twitter X. Elon, please reinstate the people that
bring back Joseph. Bring back Joseph.
Bring back Jokester Joe here. Jay
what
Leonard.
the hell? We need him. Well, I was starting to say, like, tinyurl.com/social media never surrender. I'm on 15 different platforms. I don't understand why someone would want to limit themselves to just one platform. You got to reach all different audiences.
How did you get censored? How does that work on your end?
It happened after Elon took over. I think it was the AI algorithms got me from the staff.
Hold that thought, Joe. I want to hear that. Joe, hold that thought. I got to get a break in, guys. We'll be right back after these words.
Hey guys, what's going on? Just here to tell you a little bit about a product that I love. They are Ocean Spray Craisins, dried cranberries. I've tried several different brands, but these craisins are my favorite. These are my go-to when I want to make a nice salad. I think they go, they keep falling over. I think that they go hand in hand with like a salad with pecans or walnuts or any kind of nuts. They just go really good together, and goat cheese goes amazing with the salad. But literally, these are the best ones I've ever had. They're so juicy, they're so flavorful, and I love that they're non-GMO. So Ocean Spray has been around forever. I used to always drink their juices as a kid. My mom would always pick up their cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is really good as, I think, like a dietary thing, especially for women. It prevents like UTIs and stuff like that. So cranberries are really good for you. They have other really great qualities. These are great for snacking, snack salads, baking, recipes. They're fantastic in cranberry pancakes or waffles, muffins, different kind of breads, cookies. Ooh, walnut, chocolate chip, and craisin cookies are amazing. These have no artificial flavors or preservatives, and they are non-GMO. So it does not contain genetically engineered ingredients. And these are the original dried cranberry. So net weight is 6 ounces, and they are sweetened dried cranberries. So, they have an amazing oatmeal chocolate chunk cookie recipe on the back. So you can make these with 2/3 cup butter or margarine softened, 2/3 cup brown sugar, 2 large eggs, 1.5 cups old-fashioned rolled oats, 1.5 cups flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, salt, pack of dried cranberries, so on and so forth. And then it goes on and gives you the directions on how to make these, which I think sound very, very easy. I made chocolate chip cookies with these. Oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, though, that sounds delicious. And now I'm getting hungry and I think I need to go make these. And of course, like, having the rolled oats is probably better than having like just a chocolate chip cookie. Probably a little bit healthier that way. So you can add these to your salads, cookies, muffins, and more. Visit us at craisinsrecipes.com. And then I guess they're on Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter. They are gluten-free, good source of fiber, awesome, and peanut-free. So if you're allergic to peanuts, you're good. These won't upset you. They are kosher. And the ingredients are cranberries and cane sugar. Refined sunflower oil is used as a processing aid. 1 serving of craisins, dried cranberries meets 25% of your daily recommended fruit needs. Choose myplate.gov. So your fruits, grains, vegetables, protein, dairy. Stick there. Distributed by Ocean Spray Cranberries Incorporated or its subsidiaries, Grower Cooperative, Lakeville, Middleborough, Massachusetts. Made in the USA with North American cranberries. Needs no refrigeration after opening. Doesn't expire till April. Each quarter cup serving of craisins dried cranberries provides half a cup of fruit. The USDA MyPlate recommends a daily intake of 2 cups of fruit for a 2,000 calorie diet. So we have the nutrition facts right here. Serving size is a quarter cup. Servings per container about 4. 130 calories. 0 grams of fat. 0 grams of saturated fat. 0 grams of trans fat. 0 milligrams of sodium. 33 grams of total carbs. Dietary fiber 3 grams. Sugars 29 grams. And protein 0 grams. So that's really great. Of course, like, the highest thing in here is sugar, but no fat or anything like that, and 130 calories. Not bad, not bad. So the feel of them is like a little bit sticky, but I like that. I like that, yeah, they're dried, but like other brands that won't have like that moisture in them, they'll just be a little dry, and I feel like they're not as flavorful. You can see the grease on my fingertips from them. Not grease, but or the stickiness rather.
Savage Unfiltered.
All right, guys, we're back here on the show. So Joe, you said algorithms, right? Right before we took the break.
Yeah.
What do you mean by the algorithms?
Well, again, when Elon and his crew took over, they fired a bunch, but there were still a bunch of liberal trolls hanging out in the shadows that more got fired later. It's going to take forever. I'm a former IT guy. There's a lot of code that's been replicated, plus AI is a part of the whole system. So whenever Elon and crew removes one thing that auto-suspends us on the right, there's 10 other sets of code all through that code they ain't found yet that does it. Because I got nuked after Elon took over. I still have my @JLeonardAuthor account.
Yeah, you have your author. Yeah, you have the author account, but you don't have your main site. I mean your main account, right? I mean, which has thousands upon thousands of followers.
I had a 250,000 followers @JLeonardDetroit. I have @JLeonardAuthor for my books, to promote my books. @JLeonardDetroit, I'm on like 15 different platforms. Because I don't get why people would want to limit themselves. And I know I'm going to get shit for this, but on Truth...
you probably are.
To go back to clickbait, on Truth Social, I blocked Sebastian Gorka. Because all he ever posts are clickbait titles to his stuff. Get wrong! He never tells you anything. Tell me what the fuck you're trying to sell me to let me know I'm interested to click, not just some like sauce you had mentioned in the cut, the breaking news about Hunter being held in contempt or whatever, as if anything. Sebastian will he'll tweet
that could be classified as clickbait.
Yes,
that could be classified as clickbait because it's getting us conservatives or Republicans to click the fucking thing to see. Hunter Biden's finally gonna get.
He'll post that with nothing else, just to draw clicks. No, I want to fucking hear something factual beyond that, or your opinion beyond that, so I know why I should read your article, your opinion on that, rather than a million other people's take on that.
But isn't that what Truth Social is
talk
all about, though? Isn't Truth Social all about clickbait, though? That's what I've been noticing,
It
and
sure
that's what
seems to be.
Yeah, like the whole thing is, I've created an account on Truth Social. I've had more growth on X than I've had on Truth Social, because
True Social is not there yet, though, Sauce. It's only established in the last Joe, right?
Years,
like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, Shaky told me the same thing. About 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it hasn't fully got to its peak yet, like X has. You got to remember, Sauce. X has been around since the early 2000s, man. It's well established. So True Social may get to that point. It may not. It just depends on its reach.
Yeah. But
like, look at True Social as almost like a Retalk or, a low medium scale platform.
Like Clubhouse.
It's not there yet.
Retalk went away, unfortunately. I loved Retalk.
Oh, did it?
But yeah, Truth has got a lot of liberal trolls. But you're right, Sauce. It's mainly conservative clickbait and liberal trolls spewing shit. Unfortunately, and again, that's why I'm on 15 platforms. I don't want an echo chamber. I don't want to hear the same people.
You sure, Joe, with all those 15 platforms?
Regurgitating the same
You're being a hypocrite, man. Yeah, I'm just joking.
Well, and if you look at it, though, you also have to look at this, though, with some of the accounts on Truth Social. Like, the Biden administration is specifically targeting Truth Social because they're bringing all these so-called conservatives on there, but then they post like satire, like Gavin Newsom's on there. Okay, number one. And so what happened to it just doesn't make sense. And that's the thing. Like, you also have to think about the control the government wants, and that at the end of the day, the reason why so many people are going after X is because they don't have control on it, and Elon Musk believes in free speech, and that's why he has a Taliban there on Twitter, and he was questioned about it, and he's saying that it's important that everyone gets a full picture, not just only one side, and that's why I totally agree with him, and that's why Facebook, TikTok, and you see,
I agree too. Anyway, guys, jump over to blackoutcoffee.com, guys. Use promo code SAVAGED, and you're going to get exclusive deals. Exclusive deals. You're going to save 20% off on America's coffee. It really is, guys. It's becoming America's coffee. Everything from guns and gadgets to their 2A, their Second Amendment, their proud Second Amendment advocates. Started out with a guy with a dream, guys. Used to see coffee at high quality rates in Cuba, Venezuela and Brazil and all those other countries, somewhat communist they are, but still they come out with great coffee. And, he decided to bring that concept to the States to try to redevelop our failing blends of coffee, such as Folgers and Maxwell House, guys. This coffee is not your oiled down, sugared crap. It's fresh to the grind. They come in 2 different types of products, either Keurig cups or their bags. Check them out today, guys. www.blackoutcoffee.com. Use promo code SAVAGE for 20% off your entire order, and you're really going to be impressed by their stuff. So back to the show. Joseph, you had something. I kind of stepped over you.
Wow, yeah, no problem. We had to get to the insert there. But I just got done recording yesterday with Gunny, a retired USMC guy, about the for my show, Constitutionalist Politics. It'll drop on Saturday in the Year in Review Part 2 episode about free speech. Now, for those of you who've never seen a picture of Savage yet, he's got short hair, glasses. His real name is Michael. Okay? Now, I can hate short-haired, glass-wearing people named Michael all fucking day and night long. And I could say I hate fucking short-haired, glass-wearing people named Michael. All I fucking want. That's free speech. What I can't then say is somebody's got to go do something about short-haired,
Savage.
people named Michael. Because
Joseph, I'm monitoring your words very closely right now, and I just want to let you know you're on thin ice, buddy. But you mentioned free speech, and I want to get Miss Liz because she's very quiet on this with the whole free speech going on.
Well,
I mean, Miss Liz lives in Canada. What's going on in Canada with free speech?
That last part is incitement. You can have opinion. You can't go into incitement or threats, nor yell fire in a crowded theater. That's not speech.
Well, Joe, I want to get Miss Liz because we were talking about
real talk, no filter, straight to the point on Savage Unfiltered Podcast with Savage Jokester Joe.
Savage.
About free speech on her platform, and she got into free speech a little bit the last time we had talked. What's going on in her country of Canada, where they're censoring a lot.
Oh yeah,
on social media up there. Miss Liz, what's going on? Any improvement over there or what?
Well, just to give you a heads up, I had a press release for a Tea Party reunion, and it got censored. So even throwing a reunion show got censored from Canada when I went to go post it. It said that you're not able to send anything that has the word news in it anymore in Canada. It gets flagged. It gets black marked. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's getting worse.
Wait, so are you going to be able to have the reunion show? I mean, that's all done and dandy, right? I mean,
yeah, the reunion show is happening, but the press release will not go to any Canada media sources because of the censorship.
Well, you're going to reword it, right?
Well, it's already been shared to the United States and UK and all the other countries, but it will not be shared in Canada. The reunion is happening. It's just the press release cannot go out to the news press in Canada, any of the news sources or anything like that, like CBC, NBC, all of that. So all of this
is that Trudeau's new policy? Or is that what Trudeau is trying to push?
Only his garbage goes out, like his affairs and his.
Oh, of course, because that fits his narrative. Right? That's the whole narrative. He wants to fit the narrative. So it's like whatever works for my cup of tea doesn't work for your cup of tea, right?
Right.
Miss Liz.
Apparently your tea is poison, by the way.
Yeah.
Miss
Liz. For your reunion show, you need to send out cliff notes so we can have a kumbaya moment singing "Reunited and it feels so good." I better not sing anymore, or we'll have to pay royalty.
No, the reunion show is happening, Michael. And like I said,
Sas, are you on the reunion
pissed.
show?
Like I paid for a press release to go out to Canada, and it doesn't go to any networks in Canada. Only United States and UK and Europe and all those places.
That's crazy.
Well, Trudeau
crazy.
does hate freedom of speech. After all, Trudeau does go on pointless vacations. And he, when they were at the G20, it was in India, he decided to go venturing off with his son, and then the Canadians had to pay for it. And get this, okay? In Niagara, New York, okay, where Niagara Falls are, a small 2-bedroom house is $652,000 compared to New York, where a house can be $252,000. So no one in Canada can afford to buy anything. And that's why they're coming down. Crazy. And that's why they're coming down to America, going through their borders, because you can't buy anything. Well, unless if you're Trudeau, then you take from the people. I can see why people are sick and tired of that.
Well, Trudeau likes to. We were talking about podcasting and XSpaces earlier in the conversation. I know Trudeau loves the XSpaces.
Oh yeah,
I've seen him in a couple spaces already. He loves that.
You mean Premier Blackface?
Yeah, he's blackface.
Yeah, blackface. Yeah.
Premier Blackface. Yeah. Hey, Justice.
Well, I think he's a Biden butt boy, to be honest.
Oh,
with you.
absolutely.
I mean,
you mean Zelensky's? You mean Zelensky's female dog too?
Well, they're all sharing the same bunk bed, by the way, Sauce. They're all in the same.
They're one big swinger family. Actually,
I love all those Canadian memes that he tries to blop about Trudeau being Castro's bastard son.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So now
this
show will be blocked in Canada.
Yeah, I'm getting a nasty comment from a fellow X follower here on X. And I'll read it, guys. This is going to be a late post because obviously it's Thursday, guys, and you're hearing it now. But this was actually yesterday, where a gentleman from Canada goes by the name of AJ. I'm putting in his. You could see on my X. You know who I'm talking about. By AJ. I've been looking for the love. Or what does it say? Let me read it so you can see it better. What the hell happened to my phone? Hold on, guys. Fucking phone just died.
Savage.
Oh shit. Shaky, did they see the pin? Oh, thank God. Okay. I'm putting the pin in my phone. No, it says, I've been looking for love at your mother's house, Savage. What? What kind of shit is that? Then it says, no, it doesn't. It makes me stating true and wiseful. This guy doesn't even know how to speak English. Wiseful statements. It makes you creating the spin over the narratives. All right, because I was talking about how liberals, Joe, they love to take the spin and then they twist the language in it. Yeah. And he's talking about something else. It's not even full English, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Are you joking? You're joking. Tell me you're joking.
It's a little early for jokes, but here goes. This muffin goes on vacation. What's happening? You said joking 3 times. That's why I'm here. Anyway, this muffin.
Well, I was just excited about my new car.
New car? Oh, you don't need a joke. You need a Jake. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent can help you choose the coverage you need.
All right, I got a show, so.
You forgot your toothbrush, Jimmy Fallon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yeah, we always talk about that. I was on with Rick Walker, Maverick News, last month. We were talking about the free speech issue in Canada. Yeah. And the left everywhere twists and warps language. They cannot have an honest conversation. So they try to redefine all the terms.
Oh, sure.
Just like...
It's just terrible. Yeah. Guys, we'll be right back after these words. Right back on Savage.
When it doesn't exist, you have to create it. You choose where to go. And then, who will join you on the journey? We chose to create what would fuel us and what could fuel you. Zoa Energy is for the everyday warrior who chooses to be strong, to be healthy, to be positive, to be them all. Zoa Energy. What drives us is what fuels you.
All right, guys, back to the show here. So we're going to wrap it up here soon, but I want to get more into this this quality issue with the XSpaces versus podcasting, because it was brought to my attention. We ran a poll, guys, which we'll put in the graphic. Thank you, Shaky. With the quality of XSpaces over podcasting, vice versa, podcasting over XSpaces. Now, that poll, Joe, and Sauce and Miss Liz, has gotten attention that people actually value the quality in XSpaces than podcasting. I don't know. Does anybody want to jump in on this?
Well,
what do you guys see?
I think it is, and I mean, it's like comparing apples to oranges. Now, like live stream or being in an X space, you get immediate feedback. Podcasts, there's no feedback unless if you're emailing the host or emailing the show or
talking about the quality. They're saying that there's more quality in X spaces. How is there quality? Because half the time, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't want to be a hypocrite myself, but half the time you see a lot of people overstepping and not knowing their cues and not knowing when to speak and when not to speak. You see constant people fucking talking over one another. I do that from time to time, but it's constantly on X.
Oh, it's a big circus, and that's the thing that. Okay, so I have to say, I tried doing my own spaces, and you get the trolls in right away, and it's so hard to control them, and it's like a big clusterfuck. And
it's like a fucking little kid with a cookie, man. It's like they don't know when to cue in and cue out. I said this from time to time after like different X spaces. I'm like, guys, man, learn your cues. My cues? What are you talking about, Savage? What are you talking? I was like, you're Q, man.
Yeah.
No one should speak more than 3 minutes. You have, let me rephrase that. Look at the X space you have right now. There's 60 of you in this space. Out of 60, there's only 4 that are talking. Why isn't the other 54 people talking? Well, one, because you're not allowing them to queue in and queue out. I don't know.
Savage on iHeartRadio.
What's your thoughts on this circus? Sauce says it's a political circus.
Well, that's exactly why I'm not on it. It's because it is a circus. I don't well with the circus. I learn your cues, learn when to listen, because if you're gonna take over the conversation, well then why are the other 54 people sitting in that room, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It depends on what the definition of is again. By quality,
pronouns, Joe.
Again, quality, right? As in sound quality or quality of what they get out of it. And that's what I think they mean. Because again, even if they're not speaking, they have a chance to hear someone else maybe speak the same thing they want to say. So there's immediate feedback, like I alluded to before, as opposed to a podcast. A live stream on X gives us that too a little, because you can read somebody's tweet like you did this guy, who I think, like Sauce, is looking for love in all the wrong places based on his tweet.
God.
Sauce, you got to go to republicansingles.com, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's calling your name, Sauce. You can sign up right now.
How much is it?
How much is
it? Only a few bucks a month. Republicansingles.com. You got to check it out.
Okay.
I've met some great people there.
Well, okay, so can I also comment on the whole X? Okay, so I think half of the, I think, it was interesting because last night I was able to sit in on the Tucker Carlson. I listened. All I did is I listened. And I had an opportunity to speak, and I don't know if Michael, I think I saw you in there too. And
yeah, I was in there.
And the thing,
I tried speaking, but
Tate's someone that, okay.
I didn't give me a mic for some strange reason.
Yeah, okay, and another thing is, okay, it was interesting because you try to get like people like actual informational, like I want to learn information. I don't want to have you speak and talk about nonsense, or I don't want you to like regurgitate what like Tucker Carlson said. No, give me actual informative information, and let's continue on. Let's get like a set point, and let's get your input, and then move on. Not like re-speak what the main host said. That's how make a proper discussion, and I think Elon Musk needs to fix that and to have certain algorithm. And it should be okay. What are you going to speak about? And you get this certain amount of time allocated, and bingo, you're good. Instead of just on top.
You notice how all the liberal trolls in that space with Elon and even Tucker, they were kissing their ass.
Well, yeah, they were. It was disgusting.
After months upon months of degrading them and bashing them.
Yeah.
Like all the liberals were like, yes, Mr. Musk. Yes, Mr. Tucker. Yeah. Carlson, what's your thoughts on that? Like the whole vocabulary changed. I'm like, wow. Talk about hypocrisy at high levels,
What was Fatty Willis doing on the X thing last night too? Did you notice that Fatty Willis or whatever, the Attorney General for Georgia, she was there? What?
Yeah.
What the hell was she doing?
Oh yeah, she had to be there. Yeah, she wasn't there because she was supporting Musk or Tucker. She was there because she's just Fannie, right? She's Fannie Mae.
Yeah, she has no. I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, what is she? That has no. What the hell are you doing on that X? You never supported Tucker. You never supported Elon. But suddenly you're gonna bend over backwards and you're gonna fall on your knees for that. I think there needs to be a proper change on what you should input, and what political.
Here's what I think that Elon has to do, and I'm sure Miss Liz and Joe will agree on this too. There has to be a better feature with the muting.
Yes.
The muting needs to be put back in, because when you mute somebody, that would be great. But when you hit mute as a co-host or a host on an XSpace, you're muting the entire platform.
Yeah.
There has to be individual muting, guys, on XSpaces, because that's how you could eliminate half of the fucking narrative and spin in XSpaces.
Yep.
Because then it just becomes a fucking political circus, Sauce, and everybody is just out of control with their wording.
Yeah.
Right? Miss Liz, don't you agree?
Absolutely.
You're very quiet.
We have people always talking everybody, right? We have all these different platforms and we have no good conversations going on anymore. It's like Sauce said, there's so much nonsense on there. And that's why I don't do the XSpace, because there's so much circus. And I'm just like, well, where are we going with this conversation? Like, what are we doing with this conversation? Like, am I going to
But don't you agree as we close up, individual muting has to be a feature on XSpaces to eliminate all that chaos.
Absolutely.
Because then you just hear this, in the spaces when everybody talking. That's all you hear.
Yeah.
Like when you got like 5 different people talking.
Yeah, and then you don't hear anything. You don't have a good conversation, and that's why I refuse to do the XSpaces, because it's just a circus.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, and the other thing is, like you said, Savage, there's 50 people. I've seen rooms or spaces with couple hundred. I seen one the other day with 1,000. Everybody can't speak either that way too, So podcasting, you could maybe have 10 speakers, like a show today. We've got 4 of us. So I could see the quality argument of what they're getting, as opposed to, again, not quality of sound. But additionally, I've gone into spaces, and like I said, there's so many, you may not get a chance to speak. So a lot of times I will tweet, or post or whatever to the room of the host, so that people who are looking supposedly would be following the host and should see the replies to the room invite.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But more individual muting needs to be put into these spaces. If they want to have quality spaces, guys, put the individual muting in. Put that feature on, Mr. Musk, because some of these spaces are, I'm not going to bash them, Joe. Like, they do have some quality spaces. They do.
It's a learning experience for Elon and the crew. I hear about this community notes thing. That, people are instantly fact-checking back, like a Gavin Newsom when he spews shit on X.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is yet, even, because since my @JLeonardDetroit count is still suspended with 250,000 followers, I don't spend much time on X. I spend it more on the 14 other platforms that I'm on.
Jokester Joe.
I'm on.
Yeah. Hey, Sus, what's going on with these people, man, attacking you on X? I noticed a couple of videos you posted on there, and they're like coming from a man that doesn't value America or some stupid, ridiculous crap, man, that they're fucking spitting on you.
More gaslighting attacks.
Oh, they're gaslighting Sauce on a daily basis, Joe. Like,
more Saul Alinsky ad hominem bullshit from Hey Clueless Nation crew, the liberal trolls, because they can't have a fact-based, intelligent, logic and reasoned argument.
Yeah, I think, it's interesting because a lot of people, like, they've been reaching out to me. They're like, well, how come you haven't? So I want to say this on your show too. I said this on my TikTok. I've said this on my thing. The reason why we haven't done any episodes with Echoes of Sauce so far is because when you have big final exams, it takes a lot out of you. And so that's why I've been on a hiatus for about 2 weeks. Yeah. And tomorrow we should be back on Friday, and I'll explain. But I've been pretty good about.
Well, I hope so, Sauce. I told you I'd come on your
Monday.
Show next week, so
Monday,
I hope that's all.
Monday at 9 a.m. You want to tune in on
Well,
Monday?
that'll be the end of it. It'll be the first and last episode.
Yeah,
Michael will
hope not.
It's Echoes with Sauce. When I first heard Echoes with Sauce, I thought it was a freaking porno, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, oh my God, Sauce is getting dark.
Hey, no,
He's
it's an
gonna be,
innuendo, by the way.
Going to be having sex with women on a show.
No, it's an innuendo.
It's probably just burnt your damn.
There's a double
To be
entendre.
continued.
Yeah, that's a double
Find out
entendre.
what happens
Yeah, no,
next Monday on Savage Unfiltered.
So it was interesting because
Echoes with Sauce.
Oh yeah, she's echoing my name.
He's going to broadcast. He's going to broadcast from the Grand Canyon.
No, you mean you mean my exes are echoing sauce. Yeah, my